Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for the 29th of May, 2025. And we have the superior conjunction of Mercury and the Sun today at about 8 degrees Gemini, which is fabulous. This is something that brings illumination, epiphany, awareness, a light bulb moment. It lights up what parts of our life, of our systems, of our anatomy that gets us out of trouble. So, we love the superior conjunction of Mercury to the Sun because we come to larger awarenesses than what is normal. So, like a building awareness, a building aha moment, that is what surges to the surface during the superior conjunction of Mercury to the Sun. So look around in your chart. What do you have around 8 degrees in any sign? That's going to be what receives the full illumination, the brightness, the light bulb moments that come with the superior conjunction of Mercury to the Sun. However, it is semi-square to Venus, particularly Mercury. Less so as it gets closer to the Sun and reaches the exactitude of the conjunction, but it is something that is absolutely marking the day, yesterday and today. The Sun and Mercury both, excuse me, I'm bent over weird today because I don't have a microphone, so I'm trying to bend over awkwardly and give you a coherent speech pattern here. So there's this awkwardness that's there with the semi-square. There's this not really sure, or like having one foot on one side of the tennis court, one foot on the other side. So we're kind of straddling two worlds or two possibilities, two ideas. And so there is a lack of cohesion or integration or being on the same page when it comes to knowing what we want and what do we do about it, how do we go towards it. That's the challenge there. We're always suffering from some kind of inner conflict or feeling torn when we're dealing with hard aspects. And this is one where our thinking and our reasoning in our head and our feelings in our hearts and our sensual self, they want different things, or they're telling us different things. And so we have to learn how to reference all the information, to take it all into account, to have a better sense of what we should do or what something is. And with Sun and Mercury both in a difficult aspect to Venus, we're caught between, what do we want sensually, or when it comes to style or preferences, and what what do we think something is? What's the cerebral side of ourself? It's a mental side of ourself saying. So we're going to come into more alignment as the aspects change, and Mercury and Venus and the Sun come into better focus, better aspect. But it's a day where we can have epiphanies related to these different layers of ourself that keep us from having a totality of satisfaction in our life. The difference between the head and the difference between the heart, and the difference between our cerebral side and our sensual side. And how can we live a life where we don't feel split up? or denied, because that's us that's doing that. That's our own choices, that's our own difficulties, that's our own thinking that's responsible for those failures. So we have to choose well if we want the things that we really want. We have to make good decisions. And when we don't choose well and we don't make good decisions and when we make mistakes, we have to be willing to learn from that instead of get caught up in blaming outside sources or what's outside of us. And that just prevents us from getting down to the business of individuation. So I'll pop in later today and talk about this. You guys have a great illuminated day.